How many times have you told yourself that this time things are going to be different, only to fall back into the same old patterns? You tell yourself you're going to get in shape, fix your sleep schedule, save more money, be consistent with making content, and it works for like a week, a month maybe. But then no matter what you do and no matter what hacks you try, it just never seems to stick, and you're stuck in this really frustrating cycle of starting goals again and again, but never actually achieving anything. But here's the truth. Discipline isn't something that just magically happens, nor is it something that some people just innately have. Like, oh, that person is just naturally disciplined. It doesn't work that way. Discipline is a skill, one that you need to build and strengthen over time. In today's video, I'm going to share all the most life-changing mindset shifts that really help me to stay consistent with working out 4 to 5 times a week and maintaining a clean diet for coming up to about 2 years now. And also to stay consistent with posting on YouTube once a week for over a year now, even whilst working full-time in banking for most of it. So if you're tired of starting over and over again, and if you're ready to really build lasting discipline, then let's get into it. But before that, if you're new here, hi, my name is Tika, and I quit my corporate job earlier this year to pursue a life on my own terms. On this channel, I share everything to do with self-improvement to help you live a healthier, wealthier, and more fulfilling life. So if that sounds like your jam, then do subscribe. So I'm going to start off by saying something that's probably going to ruffle some feathers here, and genuinely because I care and because we don't sugarcoat anything on this channel. But if you're genuinely finding it super difficult to keep up with a certain habit, or if there's something that you've been wanting to start for years and years but just can't bring yourself to, then we got to take a step back and reassess, how important is this goal to you? It could be really important to you, but there might be other things in your life that are even more important and therefore take precedence. For example, if you are someone who has been meaning to start a business so that you can quit your day job one day, but you also don't want to give up the 6 hours you spend every Saturday gaming or every Friday night where you go out partying with your friends, then that shows that you value your leisure time and gaming and partying more than you value building the life of your dreams. Because every dream or goal has a price, and especially if you want to start your own business when you're still working your full-time job, more often than not, that means needing to sacrifice a lot, especially things like time with loved ones and also your personal leisure time. And that's something that you need to be okay with, because if you want to have that long-term goal, you need to be willing to sacrifice those other things in the short term. This ties back to pretty much what every self-improvement expert and book says, which is that in order to be consistent with a behavior or a habit, then you need to have a strong why. That is the very foundation of any sustainable habit or behavior change. Because let me tell you, when your why is strong enough, then that is what is going to get you off your ass to actually do that workout or work on that side hustle or work on your YouTube channel, especially on the days where you would much rather do anything else. And trust me, those kind of days come by a lot. If you wanted that financial freedom so badly, then trust me, you are going to find the time after work or during the weekends to work on that goal, and you would be willing to sacrifice some of your time with loved ones and your leisure time in order to work towards it. And this is also why you see so many people who start exercising at 50 all of a sudden, because their doctor told them, mate, you are going to die if you don't do something about your health soon. And not wanting to die in the next 5 years is a pretty compelling reason to start exercising. If you're really struggling to work on that goal, then sometimes it just means that you don't want it badly enough. And that's okay. And that means having to reassess what is actually important to you and what is it that you want out of life. What is it that's worth putting in the effort for and sacrificing other pursuits for? What does this goal actually mean to you, and how is it going to change your life for the better? For me, I've been able to stay consistent with clean eating and exercising regularly because I have so many family members who have either had or are experiencing chronic diseases due to really poor lifestyle choices. And I saw how that limited the ability for them to live their lives, the number of pills that they need to take on a daily basis, all the hospital visits and surgeries and medical bills that they need to deal with. And for me, I fear that so much, and I don't want to live that way. I want to live a long and healthy life where everything is functioning as it should, and I can go hiking in beautiful places when I'm 50, and to not constantly be in pain. It's all hard, so choose your hard. There's this quote from one of my favorite books, which is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, and he says that everything sucks some of the time. What determines your success isn't what do you want to enjoy. The relevant question is, what pain do you want to sustain? The path to happiness is a path full of shit heaps. You have to choose your shit heap. No matter what you pursue in life, there's gonna be challenges, and you have to choose what struggles you're willing to tolerate. In moments where your discipline is put to the test and you have a choice with what action to take, then always pick the option that's gonna give you the better outcome, better health, better relationships, or a better financial situation. Always pick the option that's gonna be better for you and the one that aligns with your goals and aligns with your values. Let's take an example with fitness. It's really hard keeping up a clean diet when sometimes you're just really craving comfort food. And it's hard dragging your ass to the gym when you feel super lazy or tired and you're just not feeling it. But it's also hard being out of shape and not feeling confident in your own skin and feeling low on energy all the time and not being able to do simple things like carrying groceries or walking up the stairs without it being a struggle. So applying this principle when you're presented with a cookie, let's say, to eat the cookie or not to eat the cookie, pick the option that is going to give you the better outcome, which is not eating the cookie. With personal finance, it's hard not spending money on things that you really want, but it's also hard being broke and also having to deal with the financial anxiety of not being able to afford things. So when you see a sale on a cute pair of jeans, then think twice to yourself and pick the option that's going to give you the better financial outcome. It's hard going to bed early and waking up early every single day, but it's also really hard not having a consistent sleep schedule and waking up late every day and not having time to do all the things that you want to do because of that. Once I accepted the fact that this is hard and that's okay, that was really what gave me relief. And just having radical self-acceptance of your situation will set you free, because expecting things to be easy makes it a lot harder than it actually is. Personal growth and working towards your goals is really, really painful. And if you are someone who has achieved any sort of big milestone in life, then you know how painful it can be, how hard it is and how long it can take and how awful it can feel sometimes. Fuck your mood, follow the plan. I'm gonna be so real with you guys right now. Some of my most successful videos on this channel were made when I was under very suboptimal conditions. When I was filming my Limitless Energy video, I remember I was so freaking tired that day, ironically, and that was because that was the second video I was filming that day. So it was like late in the afternoon, and filming honestly takes a lot out of me, so I don't do that anymore. I just limit it to one video a day. And I remember that day I had 4 hours of sleep because something happened the night before, but I was just super adamant to film that video. And whilst filming, I mustered up all the energy that I had to not come across as if I was dying inside, even though that was how I was really feeling. But I pushed through it, I filmed it, I edited it, and it turned out well. And for my detachment video, which is my most successful video to date, I remember that was during a super chaotic transition period of my life, because at that point I had just quit my job and I was working overtime a lot because I was wrapping things up and handing things over to other people. I was moving out of my apartment and just moving a whole bunch of stuff back home, and I was also preparing to leave the country because at that point I was going to move to Australia. And if I remember correctly, when I was filming that video, I also had really bad sleep the night before because I was really stressed out about having to deal with all of these things. But guess what? If I had told myself that, listen, Tika, you don't need to put in effort into this video, or we don't need to publish this, or it's okay, you're feeling shitty right now, you don't need to film this, then 10,000 of you would not be here right now. It's gained me the most number of subscribers that I have on my channel. There's 2 points to this. 1, your feelings are temporary, and 2, your feelings are not reality. Just imagine your feelings and intrusive thoughts as clouds in the sky. And it's looking pretty overcast right now, but if you just wait a little while, the wind is gonna come and it's gonna blow it all away and you're gonna see the sunshine again. Feelings are temporary and will go away after some time, but what will remain is you and the consequences of the actions that you decided to take. You just need to learn how to sit in the shittiness and withstand it and let it pass, because it will. And also, our brains were wired for survival, not for success. So when we feel anxiety or this big resistance to doing something that we know that we should, then that is ultimately our survival brain kicking in. It wants us to stay safe and stay comfortable. But in order to rewire our brain for success, we need to do the opposite of what that survival brain is telling us to do. True progress comes from sticking to commitments regardless of how you feel at any given moment. This separates successful people from those who let emotions derail their goals. So ultimately, fuck your mood, follow the plan. You need to purposefully engineer your environment. Health and fitness is a really important part of my life and something that I want to stay consistent with. And part of the reason why I wanted to work part-time at a gym, aside from having the free gym membership, is because I wanted to be in an environment environment that would be conducive towards my goals. I wanted to be around other people who also prioritize their fitness and their health. Surrounding yourself with people and being in places that are conducive towards your goals is gonna lower the activation energy required for you to take the necessary action. For 3 days a week, I see hundreds and hundreds of people coming in and out of the gym in order to better themselves and work on their health and fitness and become stronger. And that's just so motivating for me, and it really amps me up to go and do my workout after my shift. And the fact is, I'm already at the gym because I'm working there, and wearing gym clothes is also somewhat part of my uniform, so I'm already in the right attire. I'm already there. I literally have no excuse to not go and do my workout. The activation energy just doesn't get any lower than that. And look, you don't have to go work part-time at a gym in order to reap the benefits. There are so many ways in which you can lower the activation energy. So for example, you can go and find a gym that's just like a 5-minute walk away from you so that it's not a hassle to travel to the gym. You can lay out your gym clothes the night before so that you don't have to deal with the decision fatigue of what you're gonna wear. Start meal prepping so that you stick to healthy foods and so that you don't ultimately fall back to unhealthy options when you see that there's nothing in the fridge. Have friends who are also into health and fitness and go to the gym together so you have an accountability partner. Engineer your environment to make it as easy and as frictionless as possible to achieve your goals. What would future you thank you for today? The marshmallow experiment is one of the most famous studies on the relationship between self-control and how successful you'll be in life. These preschoolers were given a choice. They could either eat 1 marshmallow immediately or they could wait 15 minutes and get 2 marshmallows. The results showed that the kids that waited 15 minutes to get that second marshmallow ended up having better life outcomes later down the line, including higher academic success and also better social skills. Your ability to delay gratification is a very strong indicator of how successful you'll be in many areas of life. When given the choice, choose the hard thing now and the easy thing later. Going to the gym and eating healthy is hard today, but that means your life is going to be easier down the line because you won't have to deal with all these chronic health issues. Whereas not taking care of your health today means that down the line you have to deal with all of those medical bills and chronic pain and diseases. Success is really just built on all those small decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis, and every time that I'm faced with a decision to eat that cookie or not eat that cookie, or to work on my YouTube channel or binge watch Netflix, I will always ask myself this question, which is, would future me be proud that I'm making the decision that I'm making right now? Thanks for watching, guys. If you're looking for more videos on consistency and discipline and smashing your goals, there's loads more on my channel, but I'll link a few here on the screen for you and also in the description below. As always, take care and see you in the next video.